Kari.
Yeah, we're post-shower, winding down for the night.
We didn't shower together, though. That sounds
No,
scandalous.
but
So we went to a ball game tonight for Josh's
stepdaughter.
stepdaughter and did dinner and
Yeah,
back home. Um, yeah.
here we are.
And the camera's really crooked. So just a little live. Sorry, I had took pictures of what you guys had sent me that you wanted us to chat about. So I'm pulling them up. So hey Tay. Um I don't know. I thought we could tell you we've had some questions definitely directed at us. A few like, what is is it tipping?
Yeah, it's starting to. I'm gonna put this side down a little bit.
Okay, we're just adjusting the setup. Hello in Seattle. Hey Melissa. Hey
That's good.
everybody. Kind of like, what's our usual day? You know, do we see each other? Do we not see each other? Kind of how it goes. Yeah, typically I work 3 days a week at the one funeral home that
I work for, running the crematory, and so on those 3 days, I usually see Kari in the morning for a while when we both get in, because I always have to stop down at the funeral home usually in the morning and see if there are any bodies to take to the crematory that have their permits, authorizations ready and stuff.
you
So
guys talk louder. People said you don't talk loud enough.
okay, yeah, I do kind of talk quiet. Sorry. Um, yeah, so we'll see each other in the morning, and then we'll usually see each other throughout those days, once or twice maybe.
Yeah, it depends. Hey guys.
So
Yeah, so you know, there's days where maybe I see him maybe one time and I will be we do a quick kiss and then we're off.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
But some days we see each other a couple times and yeah, it just depends. We don't go on a ton of dates. We don't, you know, outside of the funeral home. This funeral home really, there's times I'm like, man, if we didn't have the funeral home, I don't know if we could date because I'd hardly see you. Because some weeks that's like our legit only time really seeing each other.
Yeah, but usually most weeks we get at least 1 or 2 nights where you're either staying at my house or I'm staying at your house. I mean,
But with kids.
but with kids it's hard because
So there's no real just us alone.
not usually.
He's full-time dad and I am, you know, have the kids part-time and stuff.
And like tonight we went and watched it's my son's sister, it's my ex-stepdaughter, but watched her pitch a softball game and he was with us. So it was Kari and I and my son tonight because her daughters are with their dad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a rotation.
It is.
Like, I think that was the biggest factor when we started dating. I didn't ever factor in is we were just us. You know, have you guys dated as single parents? But it was a new thing, obviously. And when do you introduce kids to the other person? So we had a good solid 6 months, I think, almost. That was just
us, yeah. Before our kids were even introduced.
And then the honeymoon phase is gone because we don't hardly ever go out, just us. There's always kids on
usually
out for dinner.
We
so it's different.
Yeah, and once we get home, we usually get some alone time. Or if we're at your house, yeah, we kind of can. The girls do their thing, or Braden's, you know, whatever. But at my house, I live on a lake, so we can kind of go away on the boat or hang out with some friends on the boats for a little while. But it's rare.
Lots of dynamics, but so that's when we see each other is a little bit in the morning, a little bit afternoon. You know, I go in and I check in to see who I'm going to meet with through the day.
The beard gone? No, it's not gone. I just shaved it down a little tight.
It's
and it's white.
So it looks like it's gone. I always say that. That's hilarious that you say that.
It's hard to see.
So, you know, I get in, I check in, I see if I'm meeting families during the day or what I'm doing during the day. I'm going to a funeral. What's up? And he checks in to see what bodies are ready to go to the crematory. And then he goes to the crematory for the day and he's there pretty much by himself.
All day. Yeah.
All day. And there may be pet families that stop in during the day.
That I deal with, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't know. You know, pet cremations are more instant. Like, hey, I'm headed to the vet and I'm going to put my...
Screen is blurry.
I don't know. It's clear on our end. Hold on, ready, guys? I'll give you a scrub.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe
why
that
it would be
helps.
blurry. Um, yes, like the pets are more like, hey, I'm headed to go put down my dog. Can I bring him in like 2 hours?
And I deal with the pet families directly. I take all the calls. I talk with them directly. I do all the paperwork. I intake the pets. I do the cremations. I get the pets back to people. So
Yeah.
that's that can be tough some days because you never
And
know
tie
what you're
up.
gonna get. Yeah.
It's more last minute, but and then one night a week we usually leave at the same time. But
Yep.
yeah. Hey guys. You guys sent some questions though, so we're gonna hold on, I gotta break into his phone. Um Has Josh been able to see more things since you two are dating at work? Or are you typically the only Carrie helping Josh out? What has y'all okay. Um
As far as me seeing your side of the job,
yeah, oh, someone did ask me, like, have you ever seen an embalming? And I said, you've seen, I think, parts through over the years. And
yeah, I've never like sat in on an entire embalming, but I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I still do to this day going to the funeral home because I have to go down by the
to the
embalming
care
room, right
center
to the
and
care center where the bodies are prepped, where the bodies are kept. I mean, so I'm privy to all that stuff, yeah,
hey
because
Sarah.
I walk through the middle of that all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the time, you see a lot of unpleasant things down there, and so I don't. I try not to poke around too much. I just walk through. Sometimes I see things I don't want to see, but that's just part of the job, and you just kind of go through and you do it. But
Like when he's moving bodies, they're in boxes. He's not
yeah.
seeing there's a name, but he doesn't know a visual to really who is there. And can I ask a random so a person passes? Yeah, go ahead, Sarah. Keep asking. So but what do you call
Oh,
bad bodies?
what bad bodies, like bad things you see? I call it nightmare fuel because you walk down there and you see nightmare fuel. And I mean, either you can deal with it or you can't, but it's stuff that like once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's that kind of
Yeah,
thing. And so if you're not the kind of person that can deal with that kind of stuff, it's not the job for you.
yeah.
So
Sarah, I don't know what you're asking.
she
I'm
had another
sorry.
question previous to that I think we missed.
Did miss my question. Yeah, and
Yes.
Josie, we did. We're on the phone, so they go really fast.
It's not molding.
Travels from the okay, we'll wait for the rest of
Yeah,
hers. Um
that's
what
Aunt
has
Josie's question right there.
oh, yours on here? Yeah. And Josie, yes, your number 2 question. So that's in just a second. This one's like a triple part. Hold on. What has been y'all's favorite date? We agree, I think, on this.
Yeah, I think we talked about this at some point too. I don't know if we did that or yet on one of
Yeah.
our videos, but
So
the
the
the taco
taco
eating
eating
contest.
contest, honestly.
We walked into a taco eating contest.
Yeah, we went to dinner with some fellow funeral director friends, and then they were like, "Do you want to go to a taco eating contest?" We're like, "What time does it start?" And had started right while we were still at dinner, and I was like, "It's gonna be over by the time we get
Right.
there." So I think we both thought it was like a big line of people sitting up eating tacos for like who can
But
finish them
But
fast.
oh no, it was like WWE themed. And we walked into the Lucho Libre mask dude eating tacos against the Undertaker dude. And they had title belts. And oh, it was a
And it
riot.
was like head to head, and it was bracketed thing.
It
Like
was
it was
awesome.
insane. Stephanie, the ick factor. No, we are not monetized.
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet. We don't reach any standards or whatever. So I haven't looked at it at all lately, but yes, thank you. So yeah, the taco eating contest. I think because it was unplanned,
So spontaneous and walking into that was like a Twilight Zone
like
moment.
it's
Because it
that's
was just
yeah.
unreal. It was hilarious. And everybody
We
there
were
was cool and
we were
everybody's
like
having a good time.
talking to everybody.
Yeah.
There was a man that had a shirt that said like unicorns or tacos or unicorns. What
Some big buff tattooed guy, big monstrous guy. Yeah, he was wearing unicorn pink stuff, and it was a
it was
freak show. It
just
was fun.
yeah. those unexpected fun moments that you
Yeah.
didn't know you should find. Any trips planned? We talk, I think, all the time about things we
About
want to
doing
go
trips.
and do. And we were just joking at dinner with his son, and we talked about. I was like, man, we wanted to make it to a hockey game, and man, we wanted to do this,
It's just a matter
and
of time, and
I'm like, dang, in our first year together, we didn't accomplish these things,
we did a
and
lot, but yeah, those are things we didn't do. So
it's just you
just
can only
finding the
do so
time. Yeah, we've got
much.
a lot of trips in mind, but whether
Yeah.
we'll get to do them soon or not, well, I don't know.
I think we may go to Milwaukee this year. We've talked. We want to go
No.
out to New York to visit. He has family there.
Yep.
Um,
I have sisters in upstate New York, so
yeah, there's all sorts of places like you want to go and visit.
Josie just said something about molting. They were asking
I
questions
think
about
you
that.
guys are asking about modeling, which is when the tissue becomes,
Molting, does it go away once a person passes?
yeah, modeling. So
Oh,
it's when the tissue goes from kind of a all over color to like the white and the reds. So you
yeah.
become really blotchy. And it is one of the end stages with hospice that you can tell someone is going. It starts in the feet a lot of times or the extremities. And it, it just starts and you can tell kind of someone's passing because of some of the yes, it can go away with the injection during embalming because your circulation gets going again through the process of the injecting. If you're dead, once you've died though, after 2 days 3 days, that modeling is becomes stained, and so that's never going away once it stains out. So yeah, it does go away with embalming if it's within a certain time period that the person's died, but it doesn't go away if you're just past and existing, I guess.
Hmm. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. All right. What's one pet peeve you have about each other?
As you laugh, that you'll laugh.
uh,
um, I, I mean, I can't think of one that I have with you, honestly. I mean,
you have no pet peeves.
no, I really don't. Not, I mean, mm-mm, nope. Well, okay. This is one you lay on yourself already, but you're just an overthinker. You overthink things too much, and it's not even really a pet peeve with me.
It does annoy you, I think, but
It
because
really,
you want me to just not be an overthinker.
it makes me feel bad for you sometimes, is all, because that's like when you do it, sometimes I just look at you like, really? Like, just quit. Like, stop it, you know? But no, it's not really even a pet peeve, but that's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know if there's anything major you do. There's some faces you make, and I'm like,
Yeah, just because I'm a goofball.
the one where you go, psh,
Yeah,
whatever, and
my
I'm like,
annoyed face. Pff,
yes,
yeah.
that.
Hmm.
But I don't know if it's pet peeves. It's
No, I don't. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't have a pet peeve with you. Mm-mm. Nope.
I think there's less than attractive moments. Maybe we both have.
That's what happens in real life.
Well, this is real life. Did you two both find each other attractive when you both first met?
Yeah, 100%. I did.
I don't remember the first time I met him. There is a moment in a cemetery one of the first cemeteries,
He asked what we had for dinner tonight.
a salad with like smoked chicken on it, and he had the nachos with smoked chicken. Um, there's one cemetery, it's Oak Hill Cemetery, and I've told you this,
Yep.
and different
Different
than,
Oak Hill than the video.
yeah. And I clearly remember pulling in, and it was a long time ago because it was not gray.
When I used to have dark hair.
And remember him like getting out of the vault truck to walk over to the grave and thinking like, who's the new vault guy? But I don't know how early in knowing you, we've known each other 18, 19 years.
Yeah.
So there's so many memories over the years that I don't remember.
I always thought you were attractive. I mean, I did. But I
I
mean,
liked.
But for years, yeah, I mean, you were with somebody or I was with somebody. It's just kind of how it was.
Yeah, we were never both really
Single,
single.
no.
And when I didn't know if he was single and I gave him all my good stuff,
And I didn't.
every last good,
And Josh is kind of dense because I never picked up on it.
all the flirting.
No.
We're talking like circa 2004,
Mm-hmm.
5, something. Yeah. He wasn't picking up on it. So,
No, not very smart sometimes.
did y'all go? How did y'all go from? I feel like I gotta say this with an accent almost. How did y'all go from Josh, the cute vault crematory
Oh,
guy,
jeez.
and Carrie, the pretty funeral home girl, to being on a date? Who did the asking?
Well, I did. I mean, I ended up doing it with.
Haunted trolley tour.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I did. We were in one of the funeral homes last year, and we just were talking. It's the funeral home that sits close to the crematory I work in, and I happened to be over there.
So sometimes when you bring somebody in a casket out to the funeral home, there's not always, when you have multiple locations, staff at that location to maybe assist somebody. And I was bringing someone out to set them up for
And
visitation
I
in a
always help
casket.
unload caskets at the funeral home that's in
So
front of the crematory I
I
work at. Yeah.
texted Josh, the crematory guy, who literally, that was how he was in my phone when I had put him in, because I'd only had his number for 2 months or
Probably, yeah.
maybe at that point. And um, so I said, "Hey, I'm bringing somebody out. Can you meet me at the funeral home to help me?"
Yeah.
And so he responds something, yes, only for you or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, this must." What did I say?
I don't
Like,
know. It was a bunch of.
being nice is always, being a nice person is helpful. And he responded something about being beautiful is good or also, or something like that. And I was like, did Josh, the crematory guy, just flirt with me?
I did.
Like, that was the first time. And
I did.
I had worked hard. This painting. Oh, it's not a painting. It's
It's a picture of me and my son. It was a buck I shot with my bow, and my son helped me recover it. And so there's a
and
picture
it
of
was
me and him.
behind what? Was that one behind the crematory?
The vault plant that I used to work at,
Or
where
the
there was a
vault, yeah.
crematory at also, yeah. I used to bow hunt behind there. It's kind of almost in the city limits, and I've shot a couple bucks behind there actually.
Yeah. What was the question? Oh, well, who asked who out? So
I asked her
he
out basically.
responds, and we were flirting. So then he helped me get the deceased out of the car into the funeral home, and then we were like stupid flirting. And we talked about axe throwing. It was right before my birthday, and yeah. So then, that day I got a package. Someone had sent
Yeah,
a package
you got
to me,
a fan
and
gift
it
package.
came to the funeral home. Didn't it?
Yeah, it
It
did.
came to the funeral, like a huge package. I was so excited about it. So we started talking about that whole thing, and then I left. I left with my package. I went back to a different location and got this thing out, and I was opening. What's our favorite craft beer?
I'd have to give Jake props.
Really?
Yeah, that's some of my
Archival Brewery.
Archival Brewing in Comstock Park, Michigan, just north of Grand
It's good.
Rapids. Yep.
As I say, we both love Line and Kugel beer.
Yep. I also like Dark Horse. live close to Dark Horse Brewery, and I know a lot of people over there. And their beer's good. And Hand Map Brewery in downtown Battle Creek, they make good beer.
Yeah, there's so many craft beers in
Around here,
Michigan.
yeah.
Like, it's
there's good ones, but probably Archival, Dark Horse, Hand Map. Yeah, I'd have to say those are probably my favorites.
yeah. So then I got this package from a viewer from my channel, Kari the Mortician, and I didn't want to open it, so I took it back downtown, and or did I open it there?
You opened
I think
it there?
I opened it there.
You did?
And it was a huge basket, like a literal gift basket. So I took it back down to the funeral home. And was in with my friend Shannon, and I was like starting to open it, and I get this text from him, and he's like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and I don't even know if I said something, but he said, "Hey, what if I think it's been too long or whatever? I think it's about time that we do something." And I was like, "Okay," and he's like, "How about I take you to dinner and a couple drinks?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're going to be specific on how many drinks." But that's literally what I thought. And at that time, at that moment, I was like opening the basket, and there was a T-shirt in it that said Nacho, and it had a picture of Nacho's average funeral director. And so my response to him was, "Only if I can wear the shirt." And he was like, "Of course."
Hell
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And at
that's
the
cool.
moment, I was jumping, going, "Josh the Vault Guy asked me out. Josh the Vault Guy asked me out. Josh the Vault Guy."
And I had no idea until we started talking. But
Yep. And then,
while we were answering that, though, I saw a question flash up that asked me, does it take longer to cremate a body in a casket? And yes, it does, because it takes longer for that wood to burn down. It takes quite a bit longer. So,
yes.
yep. I'm trying to answer questions as I see them, too. Carrie is getting tired.
Oh, I am.
It's been a long
My
day.
eyes, my contacts, I think it's allergies and stuff. My contacts, my
Allergies have been kicking like
eyes want
kung
to
fu.
close. So when I get the contacts out, that'll help a little bit.
Yep.
Who did the asking? Oh, and where was your first date?
Where was our first date?
The pub.
Yeah. I was just gonna
So
say.
we met at a kind of literally right in between our houses.
Yeah, small town with a little bar.
Yep. Restaurant and stuff, had some food and stuff, and then we went and hung out till like, I don't know, 1, 2 a.m. just chatting and stuff.
Yep.
A lot of years worth of like things and thinking you might know how or who somebody was, and being surprised by a lot of things. He loves Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And so do I.
I'm a Hobbit and Lord of the Rings nerd. That's probably that kind of stuff. That's the only thing I've ever really been into. I mean, other than that, I'm more of a sports and hunting type of person and stuff like that. But always loved Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. So, let's see, what's this? Do people tease you at work about dating?
No.
I don't know that anybody even talks about it.
No, where we work at, everybody just kind of minds their business, really. I mean, it's fine.
Well, and I think
And I mean, we've both known everybody we work around in some capacity
for a while,
a long time.
And we were really quiet. Like we went on a date, like 1 or 2 people knew, and then we went on the date, and it was kind of fun to not have everybody know about it.
Yeah, we just kind of kept it our business for quite a while.
I became very helpful though to the crematory pickup. So like he would get there in the morning, and I'd be like, "Do you need help loading? Okay, I will help you bring whoever up." Or yeah. Did you ever get tipped as a vault
Tipped as a vault guy? Yeah, occasionally, and that kind of depends on the areas you're working in. Like, you get closer to Detroit, to the big cities, it's pretty customary they give tips. But like in our area, doing graveside setups, vault setups, stuff like that, no, you don't see many tips.
No.
You just don't. But mostly big city funeral directors, and like I said, certain areas it's kind of standard. So. Yep. But I'm glad to not be working outside year-round doing graveside setups. Oh, my Allison Chain shirt. Thank you.
Can you guys see what it is?
Thank you. The Dirt album cover. Yep. One of my faves.
What made you want to?
What made us want to what? Me or Carrie want to what?
Want to date? Want to be a vault guy?
Vault guy? Yeah, like...
I'm going to grab my can.
Okay.
My glasses. Hold on.
Yep. You're fine.
So you answer.
I will. When I see questions pop up, I will.
Yeah, talk about something.
Well, I don't know.
Talk about what kind of vault company. Somebody asked me earlier, like, it was what kind, Doric, Wilbert.
Oh, what kind of vaults? Like brand name? Yeah, I started out working for a Wilbert vault, and that was one my dad owned. That's how I got into the business while I was still in like middle school. I started working for my dad during the summers, and then when I graduated, I started working for him full time. Um, but we were a Wilbert Vault dealer, and then we sold out after about almost 10 years of working for him to a bigger company, and they became the Wilbert Vault dealer in our area. But we also sold Doric vaults, we sold Eagle vaults, Tri-Guard vaults. I've sold and dealt with just about every kind. I've dealt with Clark metal vaults, but primarily our biggest seller were always the Wilbert concrete vaults and the Wilbert lined vaults and stuff. So
And I have never gone on a full setup thing where you watch the vault guy from real beginning to end. So that's something I want to do for a video on Kari the Mortician here coming up. What did it
she
say?
just said what made us want to come out publicly as a couple on YouTube.
I am not, too nervous sharing kind of my stuff at work and everything. And I found that there was a side, because I have my YouTube channel, Kari the Mortician, and people wanted to know a little more about me or a little behind the scenes. But then if I tried to share a little bit in a video, there was some people who would say, why are you sharing about that? We don't care. We want to hear about your business
Certain
side.
things, yeah.
And so kind of knowing that Josh was going to be on some videos, doing the crematory, doing everything, there's some people interested in kind of my personal life. And after I had announced a divorce a little over a year ago, and having kind of response to that, I, there's people who want to know how I'm doing later, and where I'm at with dating or where I'm at with wherever. And I'm not nervous sharing that part of things, but people don't love it when they just want education on a channel. So I thought, you know what, let's maybe start a channel just about both of our works and doing all of it, but away from my channel a little bit. So it's more of a lifestyle thing than the educational, but we can still talk about work, and
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yep. I just saw a question that
Yeah.
do you still dig graves and bury on a rainy day? And yes, as a vault guy, I wasn't responsible for digging the graves. Although if they were caved in when I got there and I had to get a vault in, then yeah, I'm getting down there and digging them out so I can get my vault in. But yeah, weather never stopped any burial that I did. Not freezing, ice, snow, not rain, not a typhoon. You still are burying a body that day. I mean, and that's why I'm serious. I mean, there's some terrible days out
Torrential
there. Right. And
downpours.
so
Yeah.
that's after 27 years of doing it year round and in the Michigan cold, I was over it and it was taking its toll on me. So
Yeah. It's
I
hard
had to change
work.
up, do something different.
Don't like the picture on the wall. I'm sorry. You probably don't like
Hunting.
the hunting. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's, I
It's
was
total
raised,
personal choice.
I was
Yeah.
raised in a hunting and fishing and outdoorsy kind of family.
And then Shelly
Shelly says
says nice
thanks.
spot.
Yeah.
What were you talking about? What were you just saying before that?
Talking about just working outside year
Oh,
round and
and
it
then
beating me up and me being tired of doing it.
yeah, Stephanie, we really don't ever stop burying where we're at in Michigan. It
No.
doesn't, the ground insulates before it freezes, far before, so it really doesn't cause a problem. Josh has not seen a whole embalming.
No.
He talked about that a little bit earlier in the video too.
Just bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
When you're done with work and you go home, can you sleep right away? Does it bother you?
no.
No. Doesn't bother me either. Even
We'll talk about our day at work, or talk about
something that
everything we
happened
do
or
over eating dinner. Like it
yeah.
doesn't. It's after a certain period, it just
When you've
doesn't.
done it long enough, yeah, it's just I mean
Yeah.
it's a job that you're dealing with people's loved ones, so you've got to keep that in mind and keep the respect factor up and the care factor up. But at the end of the day, it's your job, and that's what you do every
And you
day.
talk about what you do when you get
Right.
home, and
Yep.
whichever. There's
That's a fly.
Where'd that come from?
Do they use propane heaters to thaw? Yes, they do. A lot of people do. The grave thawers.
Hmm.
Yep. And there's still some old school farmers at some of the old country cemeteries out in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere that use the grave warmers that they burn a fire up underneath all night and try to thaw the ground.
Did you have favorite cemeteries
Cemeteries.
to work in or ones to completely avoid?
Yeah, and the only reason behind that is some of my really good friends were the sextons or the caretakers of the cemeteries, and so I'd like to go there because I could hang out with my buddies for the day, and they'd always help me set up and tear down.
Yeah.
And then there's some cemeteries that are, I mean, like sheer cliff faces that you've got to get a vault cart up or a truck up to set a vault on,
Seem like
that are
impossible.
just absolute nightmares. And oh yeah, I mean, the me and the other vault guys would always draw straws for those a lot of days. Like who's
Mm,
going there? Not it. 1, 2, 3, not it. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you just go and you do what you got to do and you get it done.
yeah.
And once you do it long enough, you learn what not to do quicker than you learn what to do in that job. Honestly, getting stuff stuck or if something bad happens, oh yeah, if you got half a brain, you learn quick.
Quick training.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, so we will, it's funny. So we last was that Saturday we did a live video on my channel, and I thought we were doing a live video here because we're gonna try and start going to cemeteries, find some like haunted stories, just different kind of random things that we can share with you guys
Yeah.
from the cemetery, which is really kind of our middle connection of our business for forever.
Yep.
Have you ever had something happen that totally freaks you out with the body?
With the body? No, nothing I can think of. What about you? No.
Not really.
No.
Once in a while, they do make some noise if you're moving them, which is just unexpected. It's totally natural. It happens. But I think when someone's supposed to be completely motionless and soundless and they make sound as a little like, kind of thing. Have you ever had a pet that the owner didn't want cremated
Cremated but
instead?
embalmed. No,
No,
I
I've
haven't
heard
seen
of some funeral directors that have embalmed animals, but
that's a taxidermist.
no, it's different. That's like the reverse. Um, but I don't know how they do it, and I haven't spoke to anybody directly, but
And I've never heard anything like that.
yeah. Yeah, abandoned cemeteries are just pretty tragic, especially when if it's
Yeah.
got mausoleums where the bodies are above ground and really anybody could kind of gain access to them and to anything that was with them. That's just
Yeah.
it's just weird.
I don't think I've ever seen that around here.
Not around here.
Mm.
But there are some definitely out east. There's some very well-known ones that are
Yep. I've never seen
abandoned.
one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Spy's gonna go drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Check out Faces of the Forgotten. Yes,
I've
he
seen.
does.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. He does a good job.
He does. He mentioned me in a video and somebody like pointed it out to me, so I went and checked out his stuff. So it's crazy.
Like I think what he's talking about is like what they do out at the National Cemetery here. They'll pre-dig holes.
Oh, it's
and
called
put-
a lawn crypt.
They'll put a lawn crypt in and
Yep.
bury it back over, and then when it's time to bury people, they uncover
Yeah.
it, and yeah.
So if a
I've seen
vault
those.
is pre-buried, and
Yeah.
that happens in large cemeteries, that they can then sell the vault with the grave.
Yeah.
They just open up and they put that vault down in the ground. So it's called a lawn crypt.
And
at that point.
that's the only place I've seen it
Yeah.
in Michigan or around here is
That.
yeah.
Are you getting more tattoos anytime soon?
Yes, of course.
I mean, appointment pending
right.
and finances.
Yep. I got a lot of blank space. Yep.
I have my next, I think, 2 planned out. So it's just time. You want to go get it, and they're like, well, we can do it in 4 months or something.
Yeah, most of the one guy that I use and the other guy that Karen and I have used they're both stacked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay. Hey, Donna. Any rituals that just any rituals that you find interesting, different?
As far as just like customs for different religious groups or ethnic groups, um, yeah, it's weird. Like I've done Jewish burials and Muslim burials, and working at the crematory, I deal with the Hindu, uh, you know, their stuff. They burn their bodies, but they have a whole ritual they do at the crematory with it.
And the Sikhs.
Yeah, the Sikhs. Everyone's a little bit different, and yeah, it's interesting to see it. I can tell you that. I mean, everybody's got their own little tweak on things. Just depends
Yeah.
on how you were raised and what book you're living by, really.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
don't
all
know. They're
different.
interesting to me.
Yeah,
It's not like weird.
no, it's not
So,
weird. It's just
yeah.
everybody's got their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that's been interesting to learn over the years for sure and see.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. We're going to log off.
It's bedtime.
Thank you guys for jumping on and listening to our ramblings.
Yes.
So, some of the questions as they're going by, they go so fast because it's on the phone and it disappears really
Super
quickly.
quick, yeah.
So I'm sorry if we didn't get your question, but thanks for joining us and supporting us. We like to share a little and answer questions, but we'll see you guys in the next one.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
See ya.